Air travel nightmare across the country. Southwest Airlines canceling more than 2,000 flights since Saturday and more than 300 already today. Let's take a listen to how that's impacting customers in our series, Your Voice.
I got an email at 5 o'clock this morning to tell me that my flight was canceled. I have $1,500 tickets to go to see the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't know.
I had my family go to Orlando to Disney. They had a flight and it was canceled, and it was canceled. And then we find out that there's no hotel, no cars. They were able to help me on one of them. The other 6 are still stranded.
We weren't super excited about that with the increased cost of, a hotel, a rental car, the inconvenience to my wife who's 8 months pregnant and my 3 kids. The delayed timeline, it just really throws a wrench in things. Southwest is blaming it on things that are out of their control when all you have to do is look at the board in the airport and you see that all of the cancellations are Southwest and none of the other flights are from other airlines, and you know that it's something very much specific to Southwest, something that was within their control.
Waiting for my daughter to see if she will be able to get the flight. Her flight was canceled. Her flight was supposed to leave at 8:55, Houston to Miami. Canceled. No phone call, no text message, no emails, nothing. And when we contacted customer service, they told us nothing that they can do.
We've spent the additional money on the rental car. We're spending gas, our time and things like that. So just kind of an opportunity. I think they have an opportunity for growth in customer care in that regard, especially when it comes to reimbursing those additional travel costs that are a repercussion of this.
Obviously, a lot more of that as well. Frustration all across the country. Southwest did apologize to passengers and its employees. On Twitter, the airline blamed air traffic control and weather. Now airline executives are also pointing to staffing issues. ABC News transportation producer Sam Sweeney has been following this very closely. He joins us now to break it all down. Sam, good afternoon to you.
Hey, Phil, good afternoon to you.
Hey, so last night, you and I were putting a piece together for World News Tonight, and we had that statement from the FAA. We had a statement from the airline, or at least a tweet at that moment. You heard the frustration, and specifically from the man in the car in your voice right there. He said, we see other airlines up on the board. Okay, other airlines did experience some shortages and canceled 60 flights, 140 flights. But 2,000 flights in 2 days, why is this hitting Southwest harder?
And that's a fair question. A lot of people are asking that today. Southwest is a unique airline. They run a point-to-point airline. They don't have the traditional hubs. So when there is a problem, it cascades. It's a domino effect, and their whole system collapses. And that's what we're seeing right now. Now, when it's normal operation, Southwest is a well-oiled machine. But now with the pandemic, they're also short-staffed. So you pile that on top of all of this, and you have more than 2,000 flights, now up to 2,300 flights canceled. There are no pilots on reserve. There are no flight attendants on reserve in these smaller airports or mid-sized airports, and just a few in their main focus cities like Dallas and Chicago.
I know you were in touch with Southwest today. Let's just get a couple of these rumors out of the way. I know you were following this very closely on social yesterday. Rumors swirling online about pilots intentionally causing the chaos. Senator Ted Cruz tweeting out about vaccine mandates for the pilots as a cause. So what are the pilots union and the airline saying about those specific issues?
I just spoke to the pilots union and Southwest within the hour, and they say this is nothing to do with any sort of work stoppage or sick out. In fact, Southwest tells me their numbers of sick calls are basically the same as they would see on any other regular weekend or holiday weekend, even in the summertime. So that just isn't the case. This comes down to a hiccup that happened with air traffic control on Friday, some storms throughout the country, and Southwest system wasn't able to handle it. They didn't have the staffing in place. They didn't have their planes in the correct cities, and they collapsed. And they tried to blame it all weekend on the FAA, and then the FAA took the rare move yesterday of snapping back and saying, look at the other airlines. No other airline is having this problem. This is a Southwest issue. This has to do with their planes and where their crews are and how much those crews are flying, because they can only fly a certain number of hours per day, and that means they were timing out, and they had to cancel all of those flights. And you can't just flip on the switch the next day. They've got to reroute those planes planes all across the country. That's what they're doing today, so their numbers are lower. Right now, we're looking at about 360 cancellations. Tomorrow, you will likely see additional cancellations, but that number will gradually come down over the coming days.
I think we heard a lot of frustration from passengers yesterday thinking, why doesn't Southwest take more responsibility? Why are they blaming the weather? Why are they blaming shortages? What's the motivation for an airline to blame everything else, but take responsibility?
Well, like I said, it did start, they say, with weather and air traffic control, and that's fair on Friday and possibly on Saturday. But when you see more than 1,000 cancellations on Sunday, more than 300 on Monday, well, that's where you have to look and say this is an airline issue rather than an air traffic control or weather issue. And when an airline cancels a flight and it's the airline's fault, they are required to provide you with either a meal voucher or in some cases a hotel. But if it's weather or air traffic control, something beyond the airline's control, well, then they don't have to compensate you. So you have to look at this deeply, and it'll be interesting to see if the DOT launches an investigation into this.
Interesting. Long lines, a lot of people frustrated. We know you'll be keeping an eye on it for us. Sam Sweeney, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.